And I think, Stephen, let's start with a bit of Arne Slot, shall we? Pre-season, how would you rate it, and how well does that set Liverpool up for his first season in charge?
I think it's been a really interesting one, the fact that he was very quiet with not doing many interviews. I think that was more respectful towards Jurgen Klopp until he left the club. I think he also knew the task at hand as coming in and replacing someone of Jurgen's sort of stature and what he's like. But what I've witnessed and what I've seen is the players are really enjoying it. They're really enjoying the training, the different ideas. I think what we'll see from Liverpool this season is more of a style of Arsenal and Manchester City. I don't think it's as quick as going back to front in the way that they turn the ball over. I think they'll be more organised out of possession because of that. And it'll be very, very interesting to see how they do this season. I think they're going to do really well. You
mentioned quiet there, and that's what they've also been, Stephen, in the transfer window. And in fact, Virgil van Dijk, I don't know whether you saw his comments after the game. Obviously, he said, I think we should make some signings based on how long the season will go. But they're working behind the scenes, and I fully believe that the club will do the right thing. A little bit of a question mark over who they've brought in, and still no update on Van Dijk's contract extension either.
No, I think that'll probably be quiet for a while. I think the focus is on what's going on behind the scenes and making sure that they bring in. I think the position they're looking at is the number 6, is the holding midfield position. They don't obviously feel that Endo is ready for that position or able to fill that position in the way that they want to play, because they are more. If you think about Jurgen Klopp's style, back to front quickly, there's turnover of possession. You need that focal point in the middle of midfield to be able to sense danger. Endo could do that to a certain degree. He wasn't the greatest at it, but he was good enough at it. Now, when you're building up, the focus is to play through that player, that defensive midfielder. I don't think Endo's good enough to do that. When he was in Bundesliga, he lost the ball so many times with his back to goal, sort of back to play, facing the opposition's goal, and he got caught too many times. He's not the greatest on the ball, so they need to improve in that position. Zubimendi's being mentioned in that position to come into that central position. I think that will be the one. I think the other side of it is it's interesting to see a lot of the young players potentially leaving. There's been a lot of rumours about players being sold. I think it was Bobby Clark linked to RB Leipzig this week, and Ben Doak potentially going out on loan, but if a decent enough bid came in. So there's a lot of not unknown at the moment around Liverpool's transfer policies. But what we do know is that they've got the old guard in, Michael Edwards, and then they've got Richard Hughes who's coming alongside him. Michael Edwards certainly knows the club, and he's certainly been trusted in the past by FSG to do the right thing. But interestingly, it was I listened to Arne Slot's interview after the game yesterday when they beat Sevilla 4-1, and he did come out and say, I've inherited a magnificent squad. So he's probably looking at it thinking, I don't need to do that much. And in his time at Feyenoord, he didn't do that much business. I think the top signing he made was in around €8 million. So he's obviously quite content with what he's got.